Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You are very welcome to our first class of how to cook a meal in a camping scenario. We already have all our ingredients to make some pasta in a simple and quick way. We already have all of our ingredients to make this pasta, camping pasta. We have our metal recipient with water, clean water, 1 tomato, 1 round onion, some salt, with, in this case, with some species like pepper, black pepper, and it's better to use this kind of recipient with which is possible to close and avoid to get some mess in your backpack. We have our pocket knife, which is very good for your camping. We have our pasta, spaghetti, and in this case we are fortunate to have this practical camping stove. This stove works with fuel. Sometimes it's better to have a portable stove. Is more practical and quick to make some fire with wood. You know, you need dry wood, and not always you have this opportunity to get wood in some place, and you protect the environment to avoiding to cut some trees. This stove is not with gas. This stove works with fuel. In this case, it's better fuel than propane gas, because propane gas sometimes when you are camping in high altitudes maybe doesn't work, but the fuel, like for the car's fuel, is more safe and more practical. So we start to set up our stove. In this case, very carefully, we open the fuel bottle, taking care to not waste it, and introduce this pump which gives the pressure to the fuel. You have to make sure that you put enough pressure, applying enough pressure in the bottle to avoid any escape. The next step is to connect our stove. This stove, as you see, is very small. This is completely portable. This is a military design, so you can carry it in this small bag, but we have already take out of the bag. You have to connect this very carefully with taking care that the connection is safe. And making enough pressure to avoid any escape of fuel or air, because this pump works with air. Well, I think it's ready. You put this. You have to make sure that the bottle, once it's sealed, have to be in horizontal way. So we will apply pressure to the stove with the pump. As you see, you have to hold very still the bottle, and then you make this movement at least 20 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We think it's enough pressure to make sure that the fuel will flow from this part to our stove. So we have to be very carefully. This is simple, but requires to be very careful with handle this type of device. So we will start the fire. The fire is another crucial element for our camping cooking. So you have to open this valve. This valve releases the gas through this tube to our stove. So once we open a little bit this valve, you can see it's releasing some fuel. So you start the fire and gradually release more or less fuel like a regular stove. We have enough fire, so we will put very carefully our recipient, metal recipient, with the water. Well, now we are boiling water. So the next step is to get ready with the ingredients. Our fire is now boiling. This stove is very powerful. I think maybe in 5 or 7 minutes the water will be boiled. That will be the perfect moment to put our pasta in the recipient. Meanwhile, we will getting ready our ingredients, starting with the onion, some people used to put the onion in big pieces, which is possible too. In my case, I love the pasta with sauces, tomatoes and onion sauces, salsa, with onion and tomato salsa, and for me it's better in small pieces because this increases the flavor and gives a better texture and impression for our ingredients, for our pasta. So you can cut in this way. For me this size is enough. Sometimes if you cut the pieces too small, you can lose some of the flavor. You could lose some flavor. So for me this is enough. Our water is cooking well. Is near to boil. Our stove is working just perfect. So we continue with the tomato. It's maybe the principal ingredient of any pasta in the world is the tomato, especially when you want to make any Italian way of cooking pasta. The tomato not only gives a delicious flavor, but also gives color. You know, when you are cooking, it's very important not only the flavor, but also the colors and how the meals are looking. So we already have ready our ingredients. The water is almost ready. And another very important ingredient, the garlic. This garlic is from our farm, so it's really delicious because it was planted in an organic way, natural, completely natural, without any poison or industrial chemicals. Our water is almost done. We cut this in small pieces, very carefully with your fingers. It's not nice to cut any finger, and even worse if you cut when you are camping, because you are sometimes very far from any medical attention. So the water is ready. We proceed to use any oil, a lot of oil, a bit of oil. Not too much. We put our salt. Well, we give some rounds here, and it's perfect time once the water starts to boiling to put our pasta. Very carefully, always making sure that the stove is well planted, our fire is fine. So we will wait maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. That depends how you like the pasta. In my case, it's better to 10 minutes. I love the pasta al dente. which is a little bit hard, and because in camping it's important to preserve, to save the oil of the stove if you will camp more days. Well, maybe each 2 or 3 minutes you have to move our preparation to avoid the pasta get together. It's better when each spaghetti is by itself, is individual and not melted. So in my case, I love once the pasta is boiled and is ready, I put the ingredients after over the whole preparation. Well, now our pasta is ready. So we will use this recipient. These plastic recipients are really useful in these cases. So we will shut down our stove with the closing the valve, so the fire is completely off. Then we put our pasta in the recipient, and then we can put our ingredients inside of it, so we can mix the whole preparation, and is practically ready to eat. These plastic tables are really useful for camping. In this case, it's a small size. It's easy to carry it in the tent, in the backpack. Easy to wash it, and very light. Because when you are in camping, it's really important to take care how much weight are you carrying, right? Because the energy, the body energy, is really important in these occasions. So I used to wait maybe 2-3 minutes to the whole ingredients get mixed in a proper way, and then we in this case I'm a vegetarian, but the pasta with some meat or maybe tuna or cheese is a very good option. So the last step of this, the last step after we enjoy this delicious food, is to leave completely clean the place, and taking care to not start any fire in the wood, in the forest, not leave any trash. Maybe this natural trash is not a problem for the nature, because it's not like plastic. It's biodegradable, and we are ready to enjoying our camping pasta. I hope this video is useful for you, and I hope really soon you start to camping. It's a beautiful experience in the nature, and to make and cook your own meals. Thank you very much.